off our rock.
Should I be standing like this?
No, we stand like we're just hanging out, and then whenever a bride comes around, we're like, oh, well, I guess we gotta do the thing. Yeah. Full eyebrow, give everybody a second to get in tight. All right, you guys, how audible am I right here? You can hear me okay? Okay, good. I don't want to be too quiet. I'm in the process of getting my voice back as we speak, pun intended. All right, welcome everybody. My name's Waylon. I'm going to be reading from this a little bit, and welcome to the party. So, now that you're all in place, dear friends and family, we're gathered here today to witness and celebrate the union of Matthew Timmons and Hailey. In the years that they've been together, their love for each other has grown, turning them into the couple that you see before you. Now they're ready to spend the rest of their lives together as husband and wife. You might be wondering, dear audience, why we're standing here in the woods alongside this noisy river. Well, life, like a river, flows continuously. It's a metaphor. We start out, when we're little, slow, like a single mountain stream. And we grow bolder and into a river as we travel through time. At first, we're shaped by that terrain that we encounter until we've grown strong enough to leave our own mark on the earth. And with time, we carve our way down, curving when necessary around obstacles, but always staying in motion. The river really is a perfect metaphor for life and marriage. And because rivers confluence, and that means that the streams come together to form something that's strong enough to carve a path through stone. And today we're here to witness one of those confluences occur, that of Matt and Hailey. Now, a word about these woods in particular, because we didn't just pick the first rock we found. Matt and Hailey have had a lot of adventures over these years, getting to know each other. And one of their pastimes that they share together is mountain biking. I was somewhat involved in their first date. They wanted me to include. That they came here on their first date with Matt's first mountain bike ride. And miles and miles and miles of trails later, they're here at this venue, DuPont State Forest. This is a place that's well known, almost spiritual, to a lot of local mountain bikers. We're standing at an extremely popular and very slippery creek crossing that most of us know. Matt and Hailey's relationship formed in these mountains, fortified by the challenges of the climbs on the trails here, and celebrated the thrills of the downhills. This place is special to them, to us, and now we've come together to make it special to you, our friends and family. I want to quote the author Edward Abbey here when I say that wilderness is not a luxury, but a necessity of the human spirit. This is vital to our lives as water and good bread. It's a plain-spoken quote that doesn't require a heady dissection, but it does serve as a reminder that our existence in nature requires interaction with it. We as humans must make time to seek out woods like these, get into these special places, and connect with the world. And Matt and Hailey know this. And like some of us, they seek this necessity as much as their schedules will allow. Our loved ones here have found that same necessity in each other. And no doubt they'll work together as husband and wife with the same intensity that they crave adventure. All right. A true marriage begins well before the wedding day, and the efforts of marriage continue well beyond the ceremony. A brief moment of time and the stroke of a pen is all that's required to create the legal bond of marriage. But this takes a lifetime of love, a lifetime of commitment, and a lifetime of compromise. And of course, adventure, a lifetime of that, to make this marriage durable and everlasting. So to wrap this little blurb up, I have one more thing to note. We have this phrase in action sports, like mountain biking, that I feel like it's appropriate to share with you today, but I need to explain it a little bit. So it's a touch cheesy, but bear with me. We say the words "send it" to each other, like sending a letter, send it. We do that when we're encouraging each other to perform feats of great intensity. If you can imagine yourself at the edge of something exciting, a big trial, with plenty of equipment to get you through it, it's not going to be a problem, but you feel that edge of trepidation as you weigh that consequence or difficulty of the passage. Those next moments could be exhilarating, or they could be met with some unknown outcome. Well, as you weigh those outcomes, imagine that you also hear an encouraging, "Send it, bud," coming from over your shoulder. It's one of your friends that's just as anxious as you are, but they're giving you that small boost of confidence to send it, and it activates you. You smoothly make that short journey. It's a flawless execution of form and grace, and you conquer your fear and follow through. And that's what it means to send it. And since Matt and Hailey here are about to send it big time, we want that encouraging energy to emanate from you now, friends and family, as we witness them in sharing this moment of major sendiness. All right.
Woo!
So you guys, today you declare your commitment to each other before all these family and friends. So I want you to take each other's hands. Here, I'll hold your flowers. Look at each other in the eyes. All right, don't kiss yet. Don't kiss yet. That's not in that part yet. But we're gonna do the vows actually. I don't know why I had you hold hands. So Matt, you can go first with your vows. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna yell so they can hear also. Even though we're right here. Do you remember on our first date, on our bikes near the dam at Conisty, after we had already spent the entire day together mountain biking, when I asked you to come over for dinner and a movie, because I didn't want our time together to be over yet, that's when I knew I wanted to pursue a serious relationship with you. even called my parents on the way home in between the biking and the dinner part, and told them with more certainty than I usually have about anything that I had met somebody special that day. I had a really good feeling about it. Do you remember when the world went into lockdown and we were forced to grapple with the idea of no longer seeing each other at all? The thought of us exposing each other and something bad happening was terrifying to me. And when you left to go back home and took your popcorn bowl with you, it felt like something inside of me had left with you. That's when I knew that being with you was worth risking it for. Risking everything for. So I'm so happy that you came back and brought your popcorn bowl back with you. And we've been inseparable ever since. Do you remember all the times that challenged us? Like when we did a full house renovation, we started a business, we changed jobs, we grew spiritually and went veganish. Like when we ran out of water mountain biking in 100-degree weather in July several times. When we set up many non-functional rain flies camping many times. When we cut backsplash tiles in the snow for our kitchen. Like when we set off the fire alarm at the Green on Father's Day. We survived the entire winter with no heat in our house. And we got a rented Tesla stuck on a beach in Oregon. And just barely got it off before the tide came. We've been through many difficult and challenging moments together, and through it all, we kept on smiling and laughing, obviously, and making the best of it. That's how I know that together, we're strong enough to handle anything that life might throw at us. Do you remember all the good times? Like the best galactic concert of all time? Free front row tickets to Hailey's Town at the Peace Center. Hailey's prom night at the Swamp Rabbit Cafe, which we rocked. Like the candid photos of us eating lunch in the garden at work, at the hospital, by our family and friends, watching us like we were at the zoo. You remember mountain biking when we got called off from work and got restorative pay, so we got paid to go mountain biking?
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
And then that time that I grew a mustache as a joke for a group picture, and then you liked it so much that I kept it. Still here today.
60-second time.
Like the strongman and the ringleader that were very cold. The live stream Christmas fundraiser from our kitchen. Me almost getting you a chicken wing cooked by Alton Brown himself. Almost. Like the super soft birthday party we went to. Like skiing down our first Black Diamond run together in Virginia. Even though it was like your 5th day skiing ever. Because you just crushed it.
And then my ribcage.
You did crush your rib. And like passing out water at the Hippie Fest. Like the hippiest thing we could have done that day. Like visiting Granna and Papa Joe at the lake house in Arley. Meeting all your step family at your mom's house for 4th of July. Like your first Christmas cookout with my family in something. And like making homemade pizza with our nephew Rowan that time. I purposely mention more good times than bad because that's exactly like how our life together has been. I know together we will continue to be our goofy, fun-loving selves through the good times and the bad. I'll probably never know what to expect when I get home, but that's one of my favorite things about you, and I wouldn't change that for anything. And lastly, do you remember our quick weekend trip to St. Pete that I very meticulously planned to be the most jam-packed, magical, memory-making adventure ever? Well, that's when I learned that you're not competitive at all. And you had secretly been planning the most magical moment of the whole trip for months, and everybody knew about it but me. That night, after having like an awesome trip that I had planned, you surprised me and asked me to marry you. And I said, of course. So today, in front of our family and friends, the river flowing behind us, beside us, the earth steady beneath our feet, the wind to our backs, and the sun in the sky, I intend to make do on that promise I made to you that night. We're gonna get married.
Also, you gonna hold the flowers again? Okay. No problem. You're up.
Matt, you remember our first day that was supposed to be one morning bike ride that turned into two and an invitation for dinner and a 3-hour movie? I felt the earth shift underneath me while I watched you wait for me to say whether or not I would watch Interstellar with you. That's the moment I knew you were someone unlike anyone else, and I really liked it. So do you remember writing in our journal the dates and details of how quickly our relationship was evolving? Even we knew things were going ridiculously fast. We went from 0 to 100 almost immediately because we both wanted to finally be ourselves and be loved for it. Our first inside joke, and it still cracks us up, was the moment I learned I could be myself around you no matter what. Now do you remember when we first realized the windows into the garden at work weren't keeping our puppy dog love a secret? Because people would text us pictures of us acting stupid cute almost daily, but you'd never act any different. The world could be watching, but if I wanted a snuggle or a dance, you were ready to get on board. Those were the moments I learned that our life together would be what we wanted it to be, no matter how silly or gross cute. And do you remember any of the times I randomly called you during the day to tell you something that surprised me or made me laugh? You either answer right away with an amused Bubba chuckle, or you call right back and say you live for these happy moments. Please share. In these moments, I learned that you consider me a priority and that our happy life is worth regular maintenance. But do you remember when I was really scared and there was nothing you could possibly do? The only thing in your control was how many flavors of mouthwash you could find and buy so my daddy would have his favorite. It was in that moment that I learned that when facing life's most difficult challenge, I could trust you to hold me steady and always be there ready to help if you can. So now we're here, getting married. After we've beached a Tesla, demolished our house, and made quite a few other questionable decisions, Consistent. But now we've both learned the life we build together will sometimes be disastrous, always adventurous, and never without love. So here's my promise. I promise a life of laughter, a friendship full of trust, and a marriage cherished in each moment.
That was beautiful, you guys. Okay. Well, without further ado, let's do the thing. All right, Matt. Do you, Matt, take Hailey to be your wife, to have and to hold for this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, in rowdy adventure, to love and cherish from this day forward until death do you part?
I do.
Do you, Hailey, take Matt to be your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, in ridiculous adventure and fun, to love and cherish from this day forward until death do you part?
I do.
Oh no, I'm missing a page. Kidding. Okay. Well, by the power vested in me by the state of South Carolina, but also in the state of North Carolina, I now pronounce you husband and wife. If our friends and family would please join me in a great big loud, send it. Send it. All right. Family and friends, I present to you for the first time the married Matt and Hailey. So that is the end of our ceremony here.